Hey guys, it's me, Audra Lowray Upchurch, and let me go put my phone on Do Not Disturb real quick, because y'all know, as soon as you start going live, go broadcasting, that's when everybody and their mama want to call you, right? So let me go make sure I get that done, and that you can hear me okay. Yep, okay. And I'm also going to look from my phone so I can see the messages, okay? Because the way my vision's set up, if y'all know me, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, the way my vision is set up, y'all. And I'm just loving how the light is coming in from my terrace. That natural lighting ain't nothing like it. Yes. Shout out to Rated Pretty Girl. I have her lipstick on. I love this matte lipstick. Hey, Joe Linda, glad to see you. Hey, Mecca, glad to see you in the house. Hey guys, invite some folks in the room. Hey, Patricia Samuel, I was just talking about you to somebody the other day. So after this live, Patricia, I am going to reach out to you. Yeah, we need to have a conversation. So glad to see you on. And as you guys pop in, let us know where you're watching from. And if you are an author, drop the title of your book, not the link, y'all. Okay, this is not a promo, Facebook Live, okay? But drop the title of your book, buy, and then put your name. And if you plan to write a book, you can put that title and buy, then you put your name. So start seeing your name written like that, right? It's pretty dope. Hey, Sonia Keeve, glad to see you on the broadcast and glad to see you in my inbox this morning. You know what I'm talking about, right? So glad to see you, Sonia. That made my morning to see that. I can't wait. Really excited for you. Okay, so I wanted to pop in because this is from a conversation I was having with someone today about goals, right? So how many of you, before you became an author, it was the goal to publish? If that was you, give me a number 1 in the comments. If it was a goal, you knew you wanted to publish, you knew you wanted to write a story, and for those of you that have not, if that's still your goal, give me a number 1 in the comments, that it was a goal, right? I was sharing with the person my experience. So my personal development coach, Precious Bivens, shout out to Precious Bivens for those of you that know her. She has these flashcards that each day it has a different thing. And so, during the day, I usually pick like 3 different flashcards and just read the information that's on them. Well, all week long, even though I would shuffle the deck, the same card would come out. The goal is happiness. The goal is happiness. Almost like it was a reminder. I'm like, can I get a different card? Can I get something else besides the goal is happiness, right? But I said, it was meant for me to keep reading that every day. And so as I sat in that thought last night, when I had this conversation today, I kept asking the client, but what is the goal? Is the goal to publish? But what is the goal? Y'all, we get caught up sometimes in everything else and totally forget what the goal is. And I don't think it's a coincidence. With my avatar, her desire to be perfect supersedes her goal of publishing. So for those of you that are on right now, who have published a book, who are waiting to publish your 2nd, 3rd, 4th book, or for those who are waiting to get that very first experience, right, of having that book in your hand, what is the goal? I want you to put in the comments right now, is it perfection or publishing? What is the goal? What is the goal for you? And don't be shamed. Please, I'm Authentic Audra for a reason. You can be honest. No judgment. Is the goal perfection or is the goal publication? Because I got some notes for you because we about to wrap. We about to have a whole conversation. So let me see your responses here. I want to see. Sonia, Mecca. Hey, Melissa Castro, glad to see you on. Is the goal publication or is the goal perfection? Okay, Sonia. Sonia says publication. So, for many of you, and guys, hopefully you share this broadcast out. And if you haven't, hit the button, because we're about to help some people, right? Because that's really what this is all about. We are doing a boot camp starting Saturday. So I'm talking to a bunch of aspiring authors right now. And don't be surprised, there are some publishers in the program and folks who have already published, right? Because they understand that, we share all the tips and tricks in our boot camp, right? We share all the industry ins and outs. In these 30 days, we're going to be working with the folks in the Get Your Author Life boot camp. So if you're not enrolled, you're going to want to. The link is get.yourauthorlife.com, right? Get.yourauthorlife.com. And so as I'm talking to folks, because, some people want to enroll and they're nervous, right? And they have a bunch of questions. So I get it. But what I'm finding is for many of them, they're stuck because they're trying to find they want all the stars to align, right? And for everything to be perfect. But this is what happens when you focus on the perfection over the publication. And it ain't good. Okay? So if you want to hear what happens when you put the perfection over the publication, put in the comments you're ready. Say, Audra, I'm ready. Just give it to me. Because I want to drive this point home about your story and the magnificence of it. Look. Hey, Victoria, glad to see you, honey. No one can tell your story like you. And if you're waiting for the stars to align and can't push past that perfection, or you think you can push past it by yourself, look, we all need somebody. As I mentioned, I have a personal development coach because I have enough understanding of me to recognize that I need support. And coaches who don't have coaches scare me. Just saying. Just saying. They're pretty scary. So there's at least, these are some of the things that I shared with my client this morning. I want to share with you guys of what happens when you put the perfection before the publication, right? The first thing is you start to forget why you're writing in the first place. Look, you have to understand why you're telling the story. Why is it so important for you to get this story out? Why are you writing it? Is it all just about you? Why are you writing it? What is the motivation? Why was it on your goal sheet to begin with? Why, when January 1st, 2021 came around, writing a book was on your list? Why? Why did you put it there? Just reflect back to that moment when you were all hyped, right? New Year's is coming. Yeah, I'm going to write this book. New Year's is coming. Yeah. Why? Why were you excited? When perfection gets in the way and you can't find the perfect editor and the perfect graphic designer, right? You're questioning your outline. You're questioning your table of contents. Is everything got to be just right? Just write the book. Somebody put in the comments, just write the book. It doesn't have to all be perfect, but it can be published. Understand that it's a journey. And boo-boo, you're not going to reach perfection in this lifetime, honey. It's not going to happen. Newsflash. But we love you. Yes, just write the book. When you forget why you're writing the book, 9 times out of 10, you start to forget who you are writing the book for, because you start to make it all about you. This isn't how I wanted it to be. And this isn't how I wanted the cover to be. And this isn't what I. Y'all. When I talk with clients and they go on that tangent, it breaks my heart. Because the reader, the person that they were assigned to touch, they're getting lost in all of your perfection. That person that is sitting home waiting to hear from you, what you were going to do for them, how you were going to help change their life, all gets pushed to the background because of perfection. Look, this is what happens when you put perfection before the publication. So yeah, you forget why you're writing, and you totally ignore who it is you're writing for. Does this make sense to you? If it makes sense in the comments, put in the comments, Audra, this makes sense. Audra, this makes sense. I know these books are our babies, right? We love the stories that we're going to share, and we're proud. We want to be proud of our work. But we can't be proud of something that we never produced. Some of y'all are proud of just ideas and thoughts. Look, let me go look at your comments real quick. Yes, Mecca says this makes sense. Sonia says this makes sense. Victoria says yes, it's deep. It is. And I hope it's so deep that y'all have hit the share button on this broadcast. This is why we are launching the Get Your Author Life 30-Day Writing Bootcamp. Because we understand that, quite frankly, a lot of the barriers that stop authors from writing, and can I be frank, since most of you on here are Black women watching right now, Black women especially, y'all, we got this perfection issue thing, overachiever, perfection issue happening that stops us from getting to the point. Publishing, completing the goal, publishing, writing the book, publishing. And that's why it's a 30-day process. So we cannot just only train you to help with that perfection issue, right? But give you the accountability and support you need. So the link to enroll is get.yourauthorlife.com. Because, baby, you have no time to waste. Which is the third thing that folks forget all about when they put the perfection before the publication, is they lose track of time. How many of you knew for years you wanted to write a book? Like years. The last time we did the Get Your Author Life 30-Day Writing Bootcamp, we had a woman in the program who had been trying to write her book for 10 years. 10 years, okay? And it kept getting kicked down the road. Perfection over publication, that's what happens. Right? Sonia says guilty. Yeah, a lot of us are. Because we're so afraid to be judged that we've put perfection so high up on the totem pole that the people we're put here to serve and share and change lives with our stories, they get completely forgotten about. And then time gets away from us. And that's the one thing in this life you can't get back. When I was in my 20s and, y'all, I was a mess in my 20s, so you can imagine. I was a mess. So I used to always say, you can waste my money, you can waste you can waste my money, you can waste materialistic things, but you can't waste my time, because I can't get that back. Because I'll make more money, I'll buy more things. But once my time is gone, it's gone. Yeah, I was a mess. But it's so true. Time is something you cannot get back. And just as you can't get it back, not only have you robbed yourself, but you've robbed those readers. Let's all think about a book that impacted us? In fact, put that in the comments. I have several books like that. The Big Leap, The 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth by John Maxwell. Ooh, that's a good one. You know, drop a book title, a book that you read, that once you read it, you were not the same. Now, and hold on, I want to see what you put. The Year of Yes. So that's a good one. Imposter syndrome, yes. Come on, so you're the only one, y'all. Drop a title of a book that changed your life. And it doesn't have to be a nonfiction book. For some of you guys, it could be a fiction novel that changed your life. Right? I remember, and my cousin Tammy. Anybody watch this? My cousin Tammy Todd. Tag her in the comments. This is funny. When I was in Brooklyn, I remember not having a job, living in an apartment on Section 8, struggling. I was struggling, okay? And I stayed up all night and read one of Les Brown's books. And woke up in the morning, charged, ready to go find a job, took a shower, did my hair, got dressed, and then realized, oh, I don't even have money to get on the subway to go get a job. My cousin Tammy always laughs about that, right? But his book, I got so engrossed in it and hearing how he overcame, you know, all those things and judgments and got the job at the radio station and did all of those things, right? That it inspired me when I woke up that morning. And even though I had no money to get on the train that day, I did eventually decide to just get out there and walk and pound the pavement. So, and it was interesting, I got a chance to actually hear him speak this past weekend. But if he hadn't written that book, I would have never had that experience. I would have never challenged myself to pound that pavement and change my life. Or if he had written it 10 years later, he would have missed me in that moment. We don't get time back. I'm 51 years old. There are many years I wish I could get back, but they're gone. And they will never return. And when we understand that what we're called to do is bigger than us, it's bigger than this moment, we can't afford to allow perfection to stop us from doing the thing that we're put here to do. Jolinda said Hind's feet in high places. I have to check that out. The multipliers. Okay, I have to check that out. So your story can't wait for you to wrestle with perfection. But we also understand that it's easier said than done, because many of us have been trained to be perfect. I know folks that won't hit that button to go live because they're afraid of being perfect. Not being perfect. And the judgment that comes along with it. I get it. I do. But I didn't get pushed through mine alone, and you won't through yours either. So with our boot camp, that's why we have mindset coaches. So yes, we have two amazing instructors. Two amazing editing coaches, and they're dope. Okay, we play. But we also have two mindset coaches. So it's not just the editors and you getting all the technical stuff that you need. We recognize for most women, it's a mindset issue. It's a mindset issue. Some of y'all think you have writer's block, and that's not really what it is. It's your battle with perfection that you are losing trying to get through it on your own. Sonia says, I'm learning that lesson now. Absolutely. You know, and Victoria can attest to this, and I was sharing this with her, because I'm a Leo, right? And July 27th, I'm a July Leo. We're a little nicer than the August Leos. Just say it. In my family, all the other Leos, and there's a lot of us, but all the rest of them are August Leos. I'm the only July Leo. So anyway, We tend to be women who want to not only dominate, but dominate alone. We want to be able to say, I've done this and I've completed that. And we want to help and save everybody else, right? But when it comes to us getting support and us leaning in to connect and to say, I can't do this. Can you help me? We struggle with that. We struggle with that. If you can relate, regardless of what your sign is, put in the comments, I can relate. I think that was one of the biggest components of the Get Your Author Life Bootcamp that folks really loved. And we had over 90 enrollees when we did it in September last year. I think that was one of the biggest things they loved was the mindset piece with the two different mindset coaches, and they have different personalities. They're extremely different people, okay? So, because we wanted to cover all aspects. They got the support they needed. Oh, Sonia Keys, July 31st. I knew I loved you. I knew there really was a reason. We're connected. I love it. I love it. Hey, Talia, glad to see you, honey. So, I get it. We're telling powerful, impactful stories. And sometimes we want to make sure we've dotted all the I's and crossed the T's to respect the story. I get that. But you have to be cautious when it comes to allowing the perfection to become more important than the goal of publication. As my coach says, my new business coach, Lamar Tyler says, done is better than perfect. It really is. Done is better than perfect. Because guess what, y'all? Let's say you release the book and it ain't perfect. Will the sky fall in? Let's have that conversation. And I really didn't mean to be on this long, but I just feel the need to say this, that there's somebody that needs to hear this. Let's just say you produce the book and it's not perfect. You produce the book and you read a review that's less than stellar. Is the sky gonna fall in? And does that one comment negate all the other people that have been touched, moved, changed, and blessed by the words you shared? I'm clutching my invisible pearls, y'all. I'm just saying. Victoria, you made the comment exactly where I was going. Victoria asked, you can relaunch to perfect it, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, there's many authors that do that. Y'all, remember, my background is working in the book industry. I was a bookstore manager, 3 different locations. Worked for 2 different book distributors. Yes, there are revisions to books that are done. You can fix it. Please put in the comments, I can fix it. I can fix it. I can fix it. You can publish it, and then you can fix it. Look, y'all. A transposed word, a typo, those things will not be a factor when it comes to the person who is waiting to get the information from you. And understand, I'm here for the editing, y'all. If y'all know me, y'all know I believe in spending coin. I believe in spending a nice coin on editing, okay? That's very important to me. But I also understand that the transformation my reader is going to get won't be hindered by a missing period. But because I recognize that the transformation will never happen if the book isn't published. Yes, Talaya, you can fix it. Absolutely, you can fix it. Yes. Yes, Donette, you can fix it. Yes, Sonia, you can fix it. Yes, Victoria, you can fix it. You can fix it. Yes, Victoria, I missed a period. Honey, this perfection thing that we women have, a missing period, some folks will be like, stop the presses. Stop the presses. There's a missing period, stop the presses. Okay? Y'all, done is better than perfect. There was one person contacted me about the boot camp, and they were like, oh my gosh, it's 30 days. There's 3 days I have a training. I won't be able to do it. So you're going to miss out on a 30-day training because of 3 days? Can y'all help me? I said, you do realize that the trainings are recorded and they're in the portal, right? So you do realize on day, like you have the training in the middle, that's 3 days. When you get back, you just hit the button and catch the 3 days you missed. Yeah, but I don't want to be behind. That takes me back to point 2. We forget about who we're writing for. We make it all about us and what I don't want to do, and I don't like that, and we forget about the reader. We're here to help transform. Right? That's when we're allowing our ego to forget about who we're writing for. Yes, like a publication, perfection versus publication. My book has 5 revisions. Still don't stop the sales. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. I don't want to jack up your name, but I got to call you out. Is it Rangina? Please let me know. Is Rangina Harris? Yes. It does not stop the sales. And it doesn't stop which means if people are buying it, that means they're being transformed by it. So it's a win. Right? We are trying to be perfect and do things exactly the way we envisioned them to be. And because of that, we're getting nowhere. 2021, y'all, can end with you being a published author. But in order for that to happen, perfection will have to take a back seat. How many of you are willing to put your perfection in the back seat? If you're willing, say, put in the comments, I'm willing. Because sometimes you have to say it and speak it before you truly start to believe it and take action on it. That's why affirmations are so important, right? Because we understand the power of the mind and what we say and how we feed the mind. We're authors, we're writers, whether your book is published or not. You are a writer in your heart and your being and all that's in your soul. So if you're willing to put perfection in the back, put it in the back seat. I understand it's hard to annihilate it and to knock it out completely put it out the car, right? Completely knock it out and just kick it out the door, right? Well, can we at least be willing to put perfection in the back seat and commit to getting our stories told? Commit to getting them written, even though you don't know how to create the outline, and you don't understand how to get it started, and you don't understand how to get it finished, and you don't understand how to do it in the middle, and you don't understand how to write the table of contents, and you don't understand how to lay it all out, and you don't understand how to get a graphic designer, and you don't understand how to can you put perfection in the back seat and let somebody teach you something? Come on, y'all. Does any of what I just rambled sound familiar? If that's you, just put me on a hands up emoji. Okay? That's your perfection getting in the way of your publication. If you are committed to completing your book in 2021 and this little $49 boot camp, you have not enrolled? Come on, child. You are letting perfection get all up in your business. The link is get.yourauthorlife.com. You're going to be working with 5 instructors, 5, for a 30-day period. And yeah, I understand you have a life in 30 days, you may only be able to participate 27. Perfection is not necessary. It's the publication. Let me read your comments. Mecca said, you cracking me up. I hear people saying that all the time. It's the truth, Mecca. And get it started. Absolutely. Yes, the mind is our core. It really is. And if there's ever been a desire in your heart, hold on. Are y'all hitting the share button on this? I really hope you are. Because I can talk openly and honestly about it because it was a struggle for me. And that's how come I can identify it and recognize it in you guys. I get it. These stories that we want to share, we want to change lives, but we don't want to look crazy doing it. I get it. But you have got to start from somewhere. And you've got to be willing to be trained and taught. And most importantly, you got to be open to getting the help. Recognize you can't do it alone. Also recognize this is going to be big, guys. Are you ready? This is going to be a big one. There's going to be some level of discomfort. Even putting perfection in the back seat. For many of you, it's going to be uncomfortable. Because perfection is where you think you're supposed to be. And so you embrace it and you breathe it. But you're not going to hit perfection in this lifetime, which is the core of many of your frustrations. But I love you guys enough. And I'm going to be honest, it's not just loving you, it's loving that person that I know you're put here assigned to touch. Because see, I understand that I'm not here for everybody. Some of your folks don't want to hear from me. They want to hear from you. They want that story from you. They want to go on Amazon and hit that download button for you. So I have to do my part to help you get there so you can be that light for them. That's why the name of our company is Meaningful Manuscripts. I'm clear. I'm clear the stories that I want to be connected to change lives. I'm clear. But I'm also clear that I'm not going to be the one changing all those lives. Right? That's for you to do. So perfection can't stop that. And we know you can't do it alone. Because if you could have, that book would already be done. Hello, somebody. The book would already be done, right? So for those of you just tuning in, again, I'm Audra Lorraine Upchurch, CEO of Meaningful Manuscripts. And we are kicking off a 30-day Get Your Author Life Writing Bootcamp. It kicks off this Saturday, which means, yes, on March 1st. Hold on. Can you imagine? I want you to just listen to my voice. Don't look at the screen, just listen to my voice. If you can imagine on March 1st, waking up and having a completed manuscript. On March 1st, your manuscript is written. It's ready to be submitted to an editor. You're feeling confident about the conversation you're having with the editor. You feel that you had enough information to even identify the right editor. You're clear on the story that you're sharing. You're clear on how you're sharing it. And most importantly, you know that your manuscript is ready, that it is done, that this part, this leg of this journey is complete. can you put in the comments now and visualize how that's going to feel for you on March 1st? How is that going to feel for you on March 1st? Are you going to be elated? Are you going to feel release? Are you going to be excited? It doesn't have to just be a dream. Sometimes we rush through things just to get them done and then don't enjoy the journey. I want you to enjoy every moment of this. I want you to revel in all of the greatness, all of the goodness. I don't care if it's your first book or your 50th book. Each one is different. It's just like your kids, right? Each pregnancy is different. Each book you birth is different. But you deserve to enjoy the experience. Let's not allow perfection to rob you of enjoying the publication and what that whole production is about. So let's get through these 30 days of writing your manuscript, connecting with the amazing editors we have in the program, the amazing mindset coaches we have there for you, and the awesome marketing strategies we're going to share in the process. You don't have to do this alone. Perfection will tell you you don't need anybody. Perfection will tell you you don't need to reach out and get support. That's the lie perfection will tell you. But perfection will also rob you of your joy, of your excitement, and of the possibility of you being a dynamic published author. And that's a choice that only you can make. Perfection versus publication. Which will you choose? I am Audra Upchurch, CEO of Meaningful Manuscripts, and I cannot wait to see you in the 30-day Get Your Author Life Bootcamp. Matter of fact, for anyone that registers before midnight tonight, we're also going to have a private group session, an extra bonus group session Saturday night to talk about it, okay? And make sure that your head is straight. I got you guys, 100%. And I am excited to be on this journey with each and every one of you. Make sure you invite your friends, you tell them about it, because we all have a powerful story. And there's someone out there that's waiting to hear yours. Love you guys. Have a great night.